Hey, greetings everybody, GleeCon here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. We are now in the in-between. We have a couple of years and a fair chunk of content that we now need to cover before we can begin the material of the Third War, because there is some time and some major events that pass. So in that time, we've got about probably in store for us around 80 episodes of content before we will hit the Third War. So it's going to take a little bit of while since we're back in the work season here. We have 3 novels. One is a novella, so it will be a little shorter, but we essentially have 3 novels. We've got 2 short stories. We have a few more chapters to cover in the Arthas story. And we have an entire chapter, this first chapter of the Chronicles Volume 3, which we're now officially starting. This is the final Chronicles, although they could definitely make a Chronicles 4. I imagine they will one day, because this Chronicles stops at Cataclysm, so there's tons of content they could cover after that. And I don't see why they don't. It would be pretty cool. This is a pretty awesome series. Out of all the lore that we've read, I really like this Chronicles the best. But stay a while and listen to this one as we kick off Chapter 1. It's called The Rising Darkness. And that looks like Turalyon and Illyria, which we know what's happened to them. We just read a whole audio drama about that. And they're looking off at the dark portal in the distance. Maybe this is from Honor Hold, it looks like. Pretty cool. All right, so our first chapter, our first episode in this chapter is called Envious Eyes, and it is essentially telling us, I think this is just like a prelude. A prologue, kind of a up until now kind of thing. Long ago, across the vast expanses of the great dark beyond, a powerful race known as the Titans protected the cosmos from the forces of corruption and chaos. They searched for worlds that harbored nascent Titan spirits, and they nurtured them. Once these world souls had matured, the Titans raised them into the order of the Pantheon. The mightiest among the Titans of the Pantheon, Sargeras, was once their greatest champion. Oh, I never realized he was officially the mightiest. He fought tirelessly to defend the cosmos from savage beings called demons. These creatures originated from a warped realm known as the Twisting Nether, where they reveled in fell magic, a destructive and highly addictive force. And yet, after repelling countless invasions by demons, Sargeras became convinced that it was for naught. He had learned of a threat even greater than demons, Void Lords. These beings hungered to corrupt one of the defenseless world souls, hoping to raise it as a champion of their own. Such a creature would shroud the entire cosmos in void energies, laying waste to all creation. Sargeras refused to let that happen. He refused even to allow it as a possibility. He embraced fell magic and enslaved demons to his will, forging them into an army called the Burning Legion. Sargeras' decision to ally with his ancient enemies was extreme, but he believed it was necessary. Demons were the only creatures in existence who he was certain would join his burning crusade, a campaign to burn all life from the cosmos. It was the only way Sargeras imagined he could spare the denizens of the great dark beyond from the Void Lords. And the great dark beyond is basically all of time and space. In his eyes, a dead universe was better than one that had fallen to darkness. But as we've learned, I mean, I guess maybe the Pantheon and the Titans are agents of light, because as we just learned in our audio drama, the Void sees the light as evil, and there's something about it that is got its own truth. And we know that the tension between light and dark is what creates everything that's awesome in this universe, this World of Warcraft universe. No civilization was strong enough to oppose Sargeras and his fiery army. Even the other Titans of the Pantheon fell before the might of their former champion. It seemed that nothing in all the universe would be able to stop him. Eventually, Sargeras learned of a world that the other Titans had once visited and shaped with their own hands. Its name was Azeroth, and it contained a world soul with more potential power than any Titan spirit the Pantheon had ever known. It also harbored a darker presence. When the Titans had discovered Azeroth, they had found it infested with physical manifestations of the void known as the Old Gods. These massive entities had forged a civilization called the Black Empire on the world's surface. The Titans and their servants later shattered the Black Empire, but they did not destroy the Old Gods. They feared that doing so would harm Azeroth itself, and they instead imprisoned the vile entities deep below the ground. And that stopgap that half measure has been what has led to a lot of, if not all of, the drama in the world of Warcraft. Sargeras could not ignore Azeroth's potential, nor could he ignore the presence of the Old Gods. 10,000 years ago, he sent his army to corrupt and destroy the creatures of Azeroth. After that, he planned to conquer the World Soul before the powers of the Void could, but an unlikely alliance of night elves, ancient spirits of the wilds, mighty guardians called the Dragon Aspects, and other brave races repelled the demon's invasion. And that was the awesome War of the Ancients trilogy we read. This brutal conflict, the War of the Ancients, was the Legion's first true defeat. Yet Sargeras did not abandon his crusade. He took his time preparing for another assault. His most powerful lieutenants, Archimon the Defiler and Kil'jaeden the Deceiver, led these efforts. In time, they found a way to attack Azeroth from another world, a place known as Draenor. Kil'jaeden manipulated the proud orcs of Draenor into embracing fell magic and drinking demon blood. This last act cursed them and shackled their wills to the Legion. United as a war-hungry army called the Horde, the orcs invaded Azeroth. This force of destruction had one purpose: to weaken the world in preparation for a full-scale Legion invasion. The Horde nearly succeeded. Only by the courage of Azeroth's heroes were the orcs defeated. The Legion had failed again, but the demons did not rest. These setbacks only proved how powerful Azeroth was. Sargeras commanded Kil'jaeden and Archimon to seek out fresh allies and plan new methods of attack. Yeah, so and we're going to see how this all ties together. I'm looking forward to the lore that's in this one. All right, this episode is in the pipe, 5x5. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time on Lore of Warcraft.